So if I press on your sternum, so I'm pressing her back a little bit, and I can do that fairly easily. If you resist me this time, and then tell us how much effort it takes to not get pushed backwards, and where do you feel it in your body?
And it takes quite a bit of effort.
And I'm still pushing her backwards, and I'm not pushing very hard. Am I? No. So it would take quite a lot of effort then to not go backwards. Do you feel it anywhere in your body?
In my butt cheek.
Okay. I'm going to put a hand on her sacrum, which is back here. And I'm just actually going to stroke down the muscles of her back and let her feel what her back feels like. And sorry we can't keep moving around and you can't see her back right now, but I'm letting her feel that there is a bit of an arch there, isn't there? And there's a bit of an in, very common, about this much probably. And if I press on your sacrum, can you guys see that movement? Yeah. So again, I can move her pretty easily and I'm not pushing very hard into a piece of his mane, like this, right down at the roots. That's it. And take a connection, so bring your elbow back to your side. What does it feel like when you do that?
Like it's pulling me forward.
Okay, so making a connection is pulling her forward, tipping her. Can you hook your index fingers on the front of the saddle there? Yeah, that's it. Whoa, okay. What happens when you make that connection?
It pulls me forward from here, through here.
Through kind of your hip crease.
Yeah.
And you can see possibly her tummy coming forward a little bit. Yeah. Good. Can you make a soft fist with your hands and you're going to press down on the pommel? Can you see that upwards movement of her body when she presses down? Do you feel that? Good. And I can see your pelvis tilting. It's very tempting. So we stand like this, and we sit on our horses like this. Don't we? You're going to get, do you ever get a sore back or a tight back? All the time, there you go. That shouldn't happen, should it? You're a young thing. We're not being taught early enough what correct posture is and how to not get a sore back. And it's easy, just don't do this. So you want to soften your sternum, drop your chest. No sticking your boobs out, ladies. Drop your chest and notice how that flattens my back out. As soon as I lift my chest, this arches, this tightens. If I drop my chest, my back fills out. If you did just that, you'll be happier, healthier people and not get sore backs. And the same thing in the saddle, but in the saddle we need to take it a step further and explain to you the relevance of your seat bones in this equation. So, if you wouldn't mind putting your knees back up there. Are your seat bones still scooted underneath you? Boy. And then let's just put your back straight again. Now, when you're there, do you feel like you're leaning back?
Yeah.
So her habit is to be forward of the vertical. When I put her straight, she's already crept forward again, hasn't she? When I put her straight, she feels like she's leaning back. It's just muscle memory. Your body thinks it knows best. Basically, your body will do what is familiar. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. Don't assume that your body knows best. Your body just knows what's familiar. So we need to change those habits. This is all about habit changing. This looks much better. Now, notice, do you not feel safe up there? Notice what direction your seat bones are pointing in. You're not helping, okay? You have to stand on all 4 feet. Come on. Good boy. So what direction are your seat bones pointing in? Can you tell? Is it different than before?
Yeah, it feels like I'm really sitting like that.
Right underneath yourself?
Yeah.
Where previously they were a little further back. Okay? This is what it should feel like. This is a reference point.
Right.
This is what you're going to look for, that feeling there. This flat, full, straight feeling in your back. Notice that if you lift here again, what happens back here?
Hollows out.
Her back
Gets
hollows
tight.
and gets tight. Yeah. And what happens in your seat bones when you do that?
They sort of point. It feels hard, you know?
It feels
it's
hard.
to settle.
Good. Okay. So deliberately going back and forward between what you're currently doing and what you should be doing, or any two extremes, bad and good, however you want to put it. He's determined to rest that leg and drop you off the side. Good boy. We'll have words later. Giving yourself those contrasts are what lets you feel, oh yeah, actually this one doesn't feel as good, that one feels better.
She's got an eye on another one.
Okay, now if I press you here now, let's see what happens. And what I want you to do is just think forward and meet my hand, meet my contact. Now, I'm pushing way harder than I was before, and she's not budging, is she? How does it feel? Good. Strong. Yep. Where it's hanging right now is because her hips are tight. And her hips are tight because she's been in this posture. So you have to just kind of bear with this. It's part of the process. As she starts releasing here, her leg will come back into a better position. Now, I'm going to do it for you so that you can feel it.
Because my hips are quite crampy at the moment, doing up into that.
Right.
They're quite tight. And I can
See,
feel
for
it.
most people, putting their knees up like that releases their hips, but not everybody, so that's interesting. So yeah, I mean, that tells me tight hips, but that's common. You're not unusual, unfortunately. Okay, so don't necessarily do this bit at home, but I'm just going to show you where her leg is going to end up when she releases more through here. What I'm not going to do is that turning her thigh thing, or it's the other way, isn't it? It's that way. I don't do that. But I am swallowed a fly. I am just going to adjust her leg position. Tell me if it feels uncomfortable. Good. Right about there is where her leg can hang right now.
We're turning, and the contact through the rain was really even.
Great. Anyone else? Good, okay. Then Trisha comes along and says, well, you need to drop this and fill this and release here. So I go like this. My body's a lot better, but look where my eyes went. Because I'm used to this orientation of my head on my body. Does that make sense? So as soon as I change my body, my head kind of just comes with it, and all of a sudden I'm looking down. That's kind of what happens. So you have to be aware of that phenomenon and then keep coming back to the...
I feel like I can actually get him around the corner a lot easier without having to really use that inside leg.
Great. And doesn't this look good? Isn't she more contained, more together now? So what we're going to add next then, Roseanne, is, and actually if you halt for just a second so that I can show you first, we're going to add rotations to help you even more with those turns. So come up here so she can see me as well as you guys. If this is you sitting on your horse, this is a rotation. So your whole upper body, your torso, is going to rotate in one direction or the other. Yeah. Your hands come with your body. So in other words, you're not doing this or this. Your hands come with the rotation. They just stay in front of your body. What you'll feel if you're in neutral is that, and you guys can see this, is that when I rotate, it affects my legs too, because I'm in neutral. So my horse is getting a complete signal. When I turn, he's just going to go really easily with you. If I was in the old position, and this isn't what you were doing, but this is really common, if I was doing this, and I rotate, nothing happens from here down. my horse is getting two completely different signals. The top half of me is saying go this way, and the bottom half of me is saying keep going that way. That's why it can be hard to get round corners sometimes, because you're giving them really mixed signals. So you can serpentine, figure eight, whatever you want to do, and just use those rotations and see how that helps you get around those corners. Can you carry your hands just a tiny bit higher? Feel like you've got a little more bend in your elbows, and that your elbows are back more consistently at your sides. Lots of people ride with their hands quite low, or maybe with their arms straight. I see this sort of thing quite a lot, or even just this. But if your hands are too low or arms too straight, you're going to start getting pulled forward. You're going to have to compensate in some way by maybe tightening through your shoulders or gripping with your legs, something. So be in neutral, have your open surrounding leg, and have your elbows at your sides. Bend in your elbows and carry your hands a little bit. How's this feeling, Roseanne?
Yeah, he's just turning so much easier.
Great.
Like it's not an effort, and he's just going around that inside leg a lot freer. He is.
Okay, now, can you halt? And I want you to go back to your old position. And do all your old stuff. And walk your serpentine the way you did before. And let's see what difference we're seeing here, and whether Roseanne wants to keep doing this or not. Whether she's begging me to go back to neutral again.
Instantly, he's a lot harder to get round that inside leg.
Okay.
Like he's turning, but he's not turning in his body.
Can you see that they're not together there? They were a really pretty picture before, just flowing round that corner together, and now, and he has a kind of grumpy look on his face now. Bless him. Opie says, can Mum go back to neutral, please? And can you see that there's more movement in her body? Okay, so let's halt and find the new position. And what I notice is that we have kind of this.
Yeah.
I'll show you on this side. In her old position, she's kind of closed through her thigh, toes forward, and that leg isn't connected to him. Okay, so let's find neutral. I'm going to remember all this. Trying. So you remember the orientation of your seat bones, the different feel of your lower back, that slightly rolled out feeling of your thighs, that the back of your calves are going to be in contact with him now. Feeling a little more open through here. With you, because you ride with your hands forward a little bit, it kind of starts you curling. And I'm sure part of that is just the whole show jumper thing, you know, you're kind of here all the time. But think a little wider, that looks good. Having a bend in your elbows and just carrying your hands. Okay, go and have another walk. And we'll and tell us what difference you feel, and then I'll start taking some questions in a minute.
Well, for starters, instantly he's less fussy in himself.
Great.
And just getting him around that corner is so much easier.
Excellent.
Like I don't actually feel like I have to turn him, I just put the leg on and he comes around through his rib cage.
Is he easier in one direction than the other?
He's traditionally quite, he drops his shoulder in on the right side, and he's actually feeling reasonably balanced at the moment.
Great. So if you do feel that he needs more help in one direction than the other, rotate even more. So if you were to rotate all the way around as if you were searching for his tail, see what he gives you if you do that. You're a smarty pants, okay? I'm not sure if that was me or the mounting block. So The more you rotate, the tighter turn you'll get from him, and the more you'll access that inside hind leg. So this is going, you know, even if all you did was be in neutral and walk these curves and S's, see if you can keep the rhythm even as he's walking, you're going to start getting more push from behind and more release of your horse's top line. How's this feeling?
Feels really easy.
Great. It's kind of, you know, it's a lot for your brain to remember. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Oops, and I forgot that bit. But physically, this is way, way easier. And once you get it, you're not going to want to go back. This applies to any discipline, whatever type of riding you do, whatever saddle you're in. The exception is stock saddles, that kind of thing. Anything that puts your leg way forward, you're not going to be able to get in neutral in a saddle like that. But if it sits you in a good balanced place, you can find neutral.